Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Graeme, and let's take a look at what happened this week on Newgrounds. And then here's where I'll play a big flashy animation intro that I haven't had any time to work on yet. First off, thank you all so much for the feedback so far. It's really nice to hear that you guys are enjoying the series. I'm still experimenting with things, I'm still looking for more feedback, so please let me know anything that you think I could be improving on. And just another reminder, if anyone comes across any cool news throughout the week from the site or related to the site, then please let me know. Either comment on this video or find me on Twitter and send me a quick message to let me know. I'd love to hear from you. So this week on Newgrounds had two special events. I apologize for not mentioning them being upcoming last week. That's something I probably should have included, but it slipped my mind. August 15th was Clock Day, an annual event here on Newgrounds. So people unfamiliar with Newgrounds, this is probably going to take a little bit of background, a little bit of explaining. The Newgrounds Flash Portal is user regulated, where new submissions have a judgment period, and if things fall below a certain score by the end of their judgment period, they're deleted or blammed, and they're no longer available on the site. 15 years ago, on August 15th, 2001, saw the historic submission of B. The title is literally just the letter B. The submission is literally just the letter B. It was submitted by the user Strawberry Clock, and it created this whole huge uproar of why did this make it past the judgment system. It really is still just a mind-boggling mystery of how the hell that actually happened, but it's a pretty significant part of Newgrounds' history at this point. People started emulating Strawberry Clock and created the entire Clock crew, where some users would start on Newgrounds as a Clock member, or people would make alternate accounts as a Clock member. And basically the point of the Clock crew was to submit shitty things and have them pass judgment. And then Clock Day is the one time a year where nothing is supposed to be blamed. Users are supposed to get together and pass everything through judgment, no matter how shitty. But over the years, some pretty prominent animators started creating Clock crew submissions, and they've actually put out some pretty high quality content over the years. So happy 15 years on Newgrounds, Clock crew, and here's to Strawberry Clock, King of the Portal. And then 2 days after Clock Day, on August 17th, is Kitty Crew Day. Following the inception of the very successful Clock crew, there's a few other rival gangs that spawned on Newgrounds. There's the Lock Legion, the Glock Group, and the Kitty Crew. And August 17th, 2006 was the first submission from the Kitty Crew. This crew seems to be much more about just trolling and just submitting shitty things. There's very rarely been good content coming out of the Kitty Crew. That's kind of their thing. I honestly have no idea if there was any special way people were supposed to be celebrating the 17th, the same way that they pass everything for the Clock Crew. It's fun to acknowledge, but it's nowhere near the same big deal that the Clock Day is. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of actual news from the site this week. I did my best to stay on top of things, but I guarantee there's things I missed. So please, if you come across anything, send it my way. The first big thing, which I think is pretty awesome, is there's a new band that's formed that brings together members from Newgrounds. Those members are Bafana, InYourDreams, and Hania, kind of a top brass Newgrounds supergroup. The band is called Trackers, and they're working on their first EP right now. It's awesome to see people coming together to collaborate on things like this. This is what Newgrounds has always been about. And with some pretty serious talent behind it, I'm really excited to see what Trackers can do. Next up is some news from ChazDude. Chaz has been releasing his webcomic Dave and Carl in the art portal since 2013, and he's building up to August 25th being the 500th installment in that comic. It's awesome to see someone be so dedicated and so consistent. So if you want a fun new webcomic to read, you got 499 issues to catch up on before the 25th. And that's all the news I actually have for this week. Last week I said that if the weekly top 5 were all animations, I would go down the list and find the highest ranking game. So coming in at number 7 this week is Clocky, a minimalist puzzle game by Tarja Siege. If you enjoy the game, you can buy it on iOS, Android, or Steam for only $1, and it has over 80 new levels. One thing I promised I would do is dedicate a little bit more time to talking about the animations. I'm going to keep things really brief, but I'll try to share as much as I can. In the weekly 5th spot is Pokemon Go Team Rocket by Angel X Mikey. It's a short animation that shows how Team Rocket might operate in a Pokemon Go world. This animation is really all about the build-up and the punchline, so I won't share any more than that.
Oh, golly God.
In 4th place is Technical Dave, I'm a Second Year by Razaberry. The Technical Dave series is less of an animation and more of just still images with some narration. but it's been going on for a long time. This is episode 32. And if you've been to university or college, I think you'll find some of the jokes in here pretty relatable.
I could show you newbies a thing or two if you'd like.
In the weekly third place is Nights episode 4, Under the Wind, by Extalis. I just want to gush over this animation a bit. The colors are fantastic, the character designs are awesome, and the animation is so smooth. I'd recommend checking it out just to see the professional level of animation going on here. In the weekly second spot, we have Powerpuff Z-Warriors by Not Rachelable. This is actually Rachel's first submission on the site. It's a pretty clever exact recreation of the Powerpuff Girls intro with Dragon Ball Z characters. So if either of those things interest you, you'll get a kick out of this. And before we look at our weekly first, our underdog of the week is a Clock Day submission, Return of the King by Tropicana. I'm really glad to see at least one Clock Day submission got a weekly award, but honestly, if you're not very familiar with the Clock Crew and their history, you might be a little lost through this animation. Our review crew pick of the week was Madness short Armi's Factory by DJ Janner, who's been creating Madness fan animations as far back as 2009. If you're familiar with Madness, you know the typical kind of cartoon violence you're in for with this short. And in our number one spot this week is The Wolf's Heart episode 1 by Jeff Lafferty. This might be the single most professional stop motion animation I've ever seen on Newgrounds. The sets and the characters look incredible, and the movement is so smooth. It really just blew me away. And Jeff actually did a how it's made video for this animation if you want to check that out. And that's it for our best of the week. You guys let me know which was your favorite. For me, it's a toss-up between Nights and The Wolf's Heart. Despite being two different mediums of animation, the level of professionalism in both of those shorts is absolutely incredible. My top pick is going to have to go for The Wolf's Heart because I've just never seen anything like that on Newgrounds before. And I've decided that towards the end of these episodes, I'll do updates on things I've talked about in past weeks. In week 1, I talked about the summer animation jams that are going on, and the deadline for week 3 is coming up August 22nd. And the theme for that jam is rejected mascots. The big thing I want to update on is the Adventure Pals Kickstarter. They're in their final week right now and haven't had a lot of traction in the last few days. I know a lot of these campaigns see big bumps right at the start and right at the end, but I really don't want this one to come down to the wire. If you've played the demo or you've played the original game, you know how fantastic the product is. This is absolutely worth kickstarting. Please go check it out. Please donate now. Don't put it off in case you forget. And finally, my weekly call for support on Newgrounds. Newgrounds doesn't offer a Patreon. They have their own in-house donation platform. The amount of time, effort, and money it takes to run this site is incredible. Please consider becoming a supporter. There's lots of benefits that come along with it. If you check the link down below, I'll send you to the supporter page and you can see the full list of benefits for yourself. It's totally worth it. The biggest of them is that the site is ad-free as a supporter, so how can you say no to that? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hit me up if you have any feedback. Let me know if you come across any cool new news. And I'll see you again next week. And remember, if you die